Hey, and how's it going?
It's going well, but yourself, Robert.
Pretty good. I just saw that you've posted a GitHub repo integrating the Cursor AI IDE with our Cloudera AI Inference service, sort of giving the ability to go against private model endpoints. We'd love to hear more and see a demo.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Let me share. Okay. So this is the repo that you're talking about. You probably saw the LinkedIn post on this as well. So I'll kind of talk about this briefly. I'll show you how it works, and then I'll remove the layers of the onion to see that it is in fact working, so that everything's validated. So what is really cool about this is the ability to use the developer agents inside of Cursor AI and to do it with models that are hosted in inference service under the Cloudera framework. Why that's really valuable is the ability to really take to leverage development that's powered by LLMs, that kind of co-pilot use case idea, but to do it with models that are not publicly hosted and potentially and ideally in your own will be own security environment. So you could be working with more secure use cases and development projects, but do that in a way that's safe, right? So that's what this project is about. And so let me show you Cursor. Let me give you an example how it works, and then we'll show you how things are configured and things are plugged in. So I need to stop sharing or reshare something else. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep.
So if you're not familiar with what you're looking at, this is Cursor AI. It is an IDE. In this case, you can go out and work with LLMs and these, which is really interesting. These little agents will actually go out and help you write code. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to verify the model is working to the endpoint. So we'll do verify model, and then I'll give you an example of it working here. This will take about a minute, but nothing too long. It's pretty cool. Okay. Hard to see there, but I'll highlight this. So what we can actually see is that we are working in Cursor AI, but we're using a model that is hosted, in fact, by Cloudera and Inference Service. And again, this could be something you could be running on your own hardware on-prem, or you could be running this in the cloud in your own security environment, which is really interesting. And to validate this, I think I can share the settings with you. We didn't test this, but I think I can share the settings with you. I don't think you can. Can you see the settings feature there
I
or
see
not?
the general control. I see the models.
You see, okay, so they're perfect. Okay, good. So you can see that. So you can validate. I can validate to you that I have turned all the models off, the default models. And there's a lot of models that Cursor AI works with. So I can validate you right here that we are in fact using a model hosted on inference service as an example. I'll give you another example. We'll do a world script to Robert in Python as an example. And again, if you've never played with this tool, it's very, very, very powerful here. So in fact, it's going to write a new script. We can accept the code as the changes as we want. And then we can actually just say run it as an example. And it will actually run the script for us, which is cool. Hello, Robert. It is working. So it's working as expected. You can do code changes too. You can modify existing code. All of that's very, very straightforward. So let's peel back a little bit. Let's show you that where the model is actually deployed to, and then we can talk about configuration here.
Awesome.
So within the Cloudera data services, we're going to go into CAI. CAI is broken into two components, which is inference service and the workbench. And today we're specifically focusing on the workbench today. So the model that we were using today to generate that code is this, I think it's the Neuron. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's a relatively new model to me. It's one the engineering team wanted us to try to use for this example. And you can actually see right here in request, it's hard to tell by the clock, but that was actually me running that last segment. So we can see right here, we are working with Claude agents and using it against a model that's hosted in inference service straight up. Very, very, very easy to use as an example, but complete validation that it is working as expected. And then we'll go back to Cursor here and talk about how it's integrated. All right, it's actually fairly straightforward, to be completely honest with you. In the repo itself, I've got these two configuration files where you will define the endpoint. This is information that you can easily get with inside inference service, very much copy and paste. And it's both for embedding models as well as a basic LLM. So here's an example of the one for embedding models you can kind of see there. So it's very, very straightforward to do that. The next thing we have to do is we need to modify this, what is this workspace example? So this is a file that helps define the workspace inside of Cursor AI. It's a very specific Cursor AI program. But if you see, we need the model name, we need the API key to be set in place, and the base URL. So it's all information that you can easily get from Cloudera Inference service right there. And to be completely honest with you, that is all you need to do to get this working. Of course, you need an inference service environment with a model that's all set up, all the prerequisites in place, but it's this straightforward to start working with this. And what's really great about this is I want to say I believe, in my opinion, I don't believe you need to pay a subscription to Cursor AI to do this. I think you can download Cursor AI and you can actually start directing your workforce to that. So super fast demo. Um, Robert, are there any questions or anything you'd like to see us try to do or try to accomplish?
No, I think that's sufficient for now. We'll definitely dive into deeper demos, some other time. Just wanted to see that real quick, and of course share with the if anyone watching. But I guess one thing perhaps to understand, maybe we could backtrack one step. Why is it important? I know that within Cursor AI, you can select different kind of models, typically public models. So now you have this again private endpoint. So what does that really achieve, and who really cares about having these private endpoints, having these models that are not accessible publicly, but are fully controlled by an organization?
No, it's a great question. So, working with the government customers, anyone that's working in secure environments that have secure codes and have different levels of security compliance, they are not going to be able to use publicly hosted large language models to do this. So we need to give them a path to actually accomplish this. But if you were working with another organization that had highly proprietary code and you didn't want to be pushing potential information in terms of context to publicly hosted LLMs, they're another great candidate as well. So we can ensure you higher levels of security in terms of that, but you at the same point, you can also start leveraging this LLM powered development tool, which is very powerful. I've been a software engineer for over 20 years, and I am thoroughly impressed with what I can do with this tool to this point. So I would say this is to me, these become table stakes very soon.
Oh, awesome. This is really cool. So what I'm hearing is, essentially having everything within your trusted environment. You have that full control of data models, all the IP that goes with it, and of course, this is super important where security, privacy, and all those compliance needs need to be accomplished.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Ian. Thanks so much for jumping out real quick. This has been great, and I'll see you next time.
Take it easy, Robert. Have a great day.